Yo, what up guys? Welcome to Jack is Off to another adventure. So this is Marysville, and based on the title of this video, you should know that there's an old Chinatown here. And based on Google Street View, there should still be some old Chinatown buildings to check out. So if you want to learn more about the history of Marysville's old Chinatown, or if you just want to see some old Chinatown buildings, then join me as Jack's off to Marysville. Let's go. Alright, so before I get too excited and go all fanboy over Chinatown, let me give you guys a quick intro to Marysville, because I'm sure some of you guys have never heard of the city. I mean, myself included, before I became a Chinatown enthusiast. So, Marysville is a small city about 40 miles north of Sacramento, next to Yuba City, situated in the fork of the Yuba and the Federal River. And back in the days, this was a very important gold mining hub because it was the gateway to the northern gold mines like Colfax and Grass Valley. But the main reason why it was so important was because of its accessibility. So keep in mind, back in the 1850s during the gold rush, there weren't a lot of roads from San Francisco to Sacramento. You know, they didn't have the I-5, didn't have the I-80. So if you wanted to travel by road, it was a huge pain in the ass. But for Marysville to get here, all you had to do was get on a boat in San Francisco, sail your way up the Sacramento River, up to the Feather River, and voila, you're here in Marysville. So not only were miners able to get here in a short amount of time, you were also able to ship a lot of supplies here. So you had gold miners, you had entrepreneurs, and it was supposed to be a huge city with a lot of hype. It was supposed to be the New York of the West, but as you can see, not so much. And like many other gold mining towns, once the gold mines were depleted, people had to move out to look for other opportunities. And that's pretty much what happened to Marysville. And that's my super short intro to Marysville, and now that we got that over, we can go check out Chinatown. Woo! Alright guys, so we've made it to Chinatown. It's not a big area, but we're gonna take a look anyways. So first thing we'll see is a Chinese restaurant right here. The Sichuan Chinese restaurant. It's kind of closed right now, but look at the door, the red door. You can see the Fu emblem. Some Chinese decorations right here. And I do wonder if it's real Sichuan food, because real Sichuan is actually pretty spicy. Might be too spicy for the average American, but yeah. They got some Chinatown rocks over here. Some Chinatown tables. And across the street, you know what? Let's go across the street real quick. Right here we have Chinese school right here. Check that out, circa 1940. And let's check out the bricks and the roof. Wow. And that must lead up to the levee, to the river. Ooh, there's actually a little building right here. Let's see what that is. It's kind of fenced off, so we can't really go check it out, but if I had to guess, if I had to bet my life on it, this probably used to be a Chinese building over here. But we'll never know because it's blocked off. So yeah, let's continue checking out Chinatown over here. So once again, the Chinese school right here. Imagine going to class here and then having lunch break over here in the open field. We also got local spicery. This probably used to be a Chinatown building too. Some more old buildings. And then over here we have a Chinese American Museum of Northern California. Let's see. Oh, check this out. I actually have this book. So a lot of the information I have for this Chinatown, I read it from this book right here. Let's see. Open first Saturday in the month, noon to 4. You know what? So it might be open today. I don't know, but we'll come back later though. And this book too, I have this book also. This is more like a picture book, but also gives you a lot of reference to how old Chinatown used to be. So maybe I'll come back here later and see if it's open, because I'm pretty interested. Let's see, what do we have here? So we have a art piece over here on cardboards. Wow, this must be how old Marysville used to be like. So let's see how a modern day Asian American interprets this piece. So you got people watching on the balcony. You have a donkey. These are the markets, the food markets. And then you have people here having a drink, people watching. And then this mom's like, oh, don't ever be like these disappointed people up here. You better be an overachiever kid. You know, you can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer. So this way you don't have to work in Chinatown and stuff. And let's see, oh, over here we have free range chicken here in Chinatown, free range. And what's up with all these expressions? They have like no happy faces over here. I guess times were tough back then. And check this out, you had the queues. So back in the days, when the first Chinese came over here, China was still in the Qing dynasty ruled by Manchuria. So the queues were pretty much a hairstyle mandated by the Qing dynasty. Wow. And then you have a Chinese building over here. People with the free range chicken logo, or is it sriracha logo? And now you have the lion dancing. Oh, check this out. Back in the days, the lion dancers, they don't wear like fancy lion dancing pants. Wow. And what's going on here? You got a bunch of guys fighting for a halo or some kind of ring. Yo, is this like when people get married and then the brides will throw the bouquet and then whoever catches it will be the next one to get married? This is how it is for guys. But like, check this out. These guys are like super happy. This person also very happy. But when you look here, the looks of miserable faces. Like this guy's looking at you like, why are you painting me? And this guy's probably like, I have no shot of getting that golden onion ring, so I'm not gonna get married. But yeah, I'm guessing this used to be how it was in old Chinatown here in Marysville. Alright, and right across from the fine art piece, we have a Chinese garden. Let's go take a look. The Chenling Chinese Garden. Open first Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. So we're still kind of early. So they might open this up. But it's not like we can't see everything from the outside. So let's see. You have a big mural. Very colorful, I gotta say. Looks pretty new too. And you got a few pieces here and there. And then you also have, I don't know what this is, but it looks very Chinese. So yeah, the Chinese garden. And then right across from the Chinese garden, you have the Sui Sing Chamber of Labor and Commerce. Yo, look at this, dude, 1937. I wonder if this is like the actual building or was it remodeled? Closer look. The Sui Sing Chamber of Labor and Commerce. Wow. Once again, a Chinese lantern, the red doors of Chinese architecture. They have a whole bunch of stuff here, announcements. Also look, they used to have a lot of festivals over here in this Chinatown over here. People just, wow. Doesn't seem like it's gonna happen today though. Oh, over here, check this out. You get to see how Chinatown looked like back in the 1900s. So it used to look like this, and nowadays it looks like this. And take a look at this, guys. On this small little street here, what we have is the Hop Singing Hall right here. A tall building. Let's take a closer look. Wow. 1918. I wonder if it's been remodeled since then, but check this out, dude. Wow. Hey buddy, do I have your consent to tape you? Hey buddy. Alright, so far every Chinatown we've been to, even the ghetto ass one in Salinas, has at least one Tong building. And I can't believe after all these Chinatown videos, I haven't really explained what Tongs are. So for those of you who are wondering, what are Tongs? Well, Tongs are a secret society that were established sometime in the beginning of the Qing dynasty. And keep in mind, under the Qing dynasty, China was ruled by Manchurians who were seen as outsiders. So tongs were established and they were meant to overthrow the Qing dynasty and revert back to the Ming. That's why you had the slogan, Fan Qing, Fu Ming, right? So along with the Chinese that came to America came the tongs, because it's so much easier to plot overthrowing the government, you know, when you're in America versus when you're in China. That's why you have famous people like Sun Yat-sen, the very famous revolutionist. He actually came here to Marysville to gain support and also to plot overthrowing the government. But yeah, early on the tongs, I would say the best way to describe them were frats. Think of them as fraternities. Because early on, the Chinese that came here, they were all dudes. So you had a huge sausage party, or a Chinese sausage party, a lantern party. And tongs were pretty much overseeing a lot of the businesses, right? Like opium dens, gambling halls, brothels and stuff. But not only were they able to oversee these not so innocent businesses, they were also providing protection and guidance to all the Chinese people here. That's why tongs were very important early on, and that's why every time you go to a Chinatown, you'll see a tong building. So this street right here, First Street, used to be part of a huge, very active Chinatown. And as you can see, there's like nothing going on here anymore. How time changes. You can just imagine all these like parades going down the street, all the festivities, the firecrackers, the loud Chinese people. Nowadays, just cars and empty streets, old buildings. Alright guys, so check this out. We have the Silver Dollar Saloon, and this was a main attraction back then because upstairs on the second floor used to be a very famous brothel, and nowadays you see some Chinese decoration. And hookers back then cost $1 silver, and that's why you have the Silver Dollar Saloon. I'm sure hookers cost a lot more nowadays, inflation, but yeah. So next to the brothel we have a safe. We also have a free little library, but most importantly, we have the Bukhai Chinese Temple, one of the main attractions of Marysville. So let's go check it out, guys. Let's check out the temple here, but we're gonna be pretty quiet because temples are usually pretty quiet. And if you take a look at that,
In the back.
hi.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
Here.
These are the original paintings. Are these the original paintings from the 1800s?
Yes, from the 1800s.
Wow. Here's the temple, guys. The Bukhai Temple right here. And then you got people burning stuff. Wow. Here's a temple bathroom. All right, so next door is a museum. The lady recommended. Hi.
Hey, there you go.
Thank you. Wow. Of course. Wow, take a look at all of this. Look at these fancy hats right here. Wow. I love a dragon head. So it's not the lion dancing, but there used to be a dragon dance, which is a lot longer than the lion dance. I'm guessing this is it right here. Oh. Wow. Right here, this is the dragon dance. You see how many people it takes to carry the body?
Partly a storage place.
Uh-huh.
You know, but you can see all that. You can feel free to take pictures or whatever it is.
Oh wow, so this used to be a kitchen right here?
Yes. You know, there's like a community center originally. You know, this is where people would come and they would
Wow.
socialize and eat and, you know, have meals made. And so, I mean, it served a dual purpose of being a place of worship, but also like a community center, you know?
I see.
Yeah, because being constricted into a small community, you know,
Yeah.
they have to fend for themselves.
Oh, this is amazing. Thank you for showing me.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow. Yeah, so guys, this is the kitchen back then. This must be the wok station. We got some, these are probably from the early days too. Teacup. Chinese people love their tea. And that's what kept them healthy because they boiled water back then. Whereas Americans just drank water and got sick, you know? So yeah. Like Asian parents say, drink your hot water. There's a reason for that. Oh, wow. They actually trust me to explore this room all by myself. They got some stuff here, but. All right, let me switch to the BBC. Alright, so I hope you guys can hear me because we do have some dirt biking going on over there, but I do have a mic, so that should drown out all the noise. But let me explain something to you guys. So the Buckeye Temple is a Chinese Taoist temple, and Taoism is a polytheistic religion with lots of gods. And the Buckeye was the god of the North Stream, so he had the power to control water. And why is that important? Well, this right here is the Yuba River. And remember how I mentioned it was easy to get here because of the river? Well, the problem with the Yuba River was that it constantly flooded. So that's why they built levees here. And that's why the Chinese superstition, they wanted to put the god that controlled water here to protect them against flooding. And this Buckeye Temple is actually not the original one, even though this was built back in the 1800s. It was positioned here so that the god could oversee the river, protect the city from flooding. I kind of missed it earlier on, but look at the design on top right there by the roof. Intricate designs, and you also have some wise man statue over there, probably Confucius. All right, so that's pretty much Marysville Chinatown, but the video's not gonna end here because I still want to visit a place called Oroville, which is like 30 minutes north of Marysville to go check out something. So I guess that'll be the plan. Let's go to Oroville first, and then we'll come back and see if that museum's open. And then maybe we can take some pictures around Chinatown here too. So yeah, Jack's off to Oroville. All right, so we made it here to Oroville, and the reason why I wanted to visit here is because of this Chinese temple right here. It's past 12 right now, it should be open. Let's see. No, it's pretty closed. I guess because of COVID or whatever, they don't want to open. But no, it doesn't say though. But that's cool, we can just check out the outside for now. So here it is, the Lai Sing Gong. So based on what I know, this is no longer an active temple, it's more like a museum. And look at this, we have the giant urn on the outside. And I think there's a Chinese building down there. And what is this? All right, I think that's it for the outside, so let's head down over there to see what that thing is. So we have this little thing here. What the hell is this thing? It's a little shrine. Let's see, replica of Chinese shrine of 1900 era. And then you have 天下太平, which is peace underneath the sky. All right. Oh wow, so this used to be a Chinese laundromat. 華人洗衣館. Yeah, so Chinese laundromat. Holy shit. Wow. What's this? Goilokbo, like a club or something. And then over here we have modern housing apartments. But wow. All right, so you may have guessed, yes, there used to be a huge Chinatown here in Oroville as well, also up in Chico. But unlike Marysville, where it was kind of unbothered, there were a lot of racist activity here in Oroville and in Chico. So Chinatown kept getting burned down. And then in the early 1900s, a huge flood destroyed the entire city, Chinatown included. So a lot of Chinese people, they kind of just moved out of here and went to Marysville, which was a lot safer for the Chinese. So nowadays, all that's left is the old laundromat, the old club, and also this temple right here. So yeah, it kind of sucks that the museum isn't open, but at the very least, I can show you the Feather River over here. Kind of hard to see behind all these trees. But yeah, so let's head back to Marysville and see if that museum is open. But from the trends of today, I'm not putting too much hope on it, but let's go back anyways. All right, so we're back in Marysville. I'm not having my hopes up for the museum, but you know, if it's not open, that's cool. We can go walk around and take some pictures. But yeah, let's see if the museum is open. Come on. All right, it says museum open. Come on. Hi.
Hey,
Hi. Good, how are you?
So take a look here.
See, that's southern China right there, Hong Kong is right there. And same thing, I think it's Sacramento.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of other Chinatowns we gotta go visit, like Fiddletown, Plymouth. I wonder if any one of these are still here. Coloma. Oh shit. Alright, so real quick, we're not supposed to be taking pictures or videos inside the museum, but since they didn't say anything and I was kind of ninja about it, we were able to get some footage, right? But also, check out some of the souvenirs I got. Look at this communist postcard right here, right? And right here, some souvenirs. I'm not supporting communism. I'm just buying this because I don't think you can find this anywhere else. But if the FBI raided my room and found these, I'm gonna have some explaining to do, so, oh shit. All right, let's go take some pictures. And earlier I might have missed this, but we have the snake room right here. The Edward Jones Investment, freaking snake. All right guys, so there you have it, Marysville Chinatown. So in terms of size, it might not be the biggest or the most impressive Chinatown we've seen so far, but in terms of historical significance, Marysville Chinatown is one of the most important Chinatowns in California history because during the gold rush, it was very easy to come here, so hella people came here, right? As a matter of fact, Marysville Chinatown was the original Yifao, or second Chinatown, not Sacramento, but here in Marysville. But even so, a once very lively Chinatown couldn't withstand the testament of time. As we can see, nowadays, it's pretty empty here, just museums and a temple and a few old Chinatown buildings. So, what happened to Marysville's Chinatown? Well, actually a lot of things happened, but one of the major events that happened in the past 100 years that changed a lot of people's lives was World War II. Now, during World War II, the Japanese Americans, they were shipped off to concentration camps that were rebranded as relocation camps, right? So they lost their homes, they lost their businesses, they lost their properties and whatnot. But as for Chinese Americans, well, keep in mind, during World War II, China and the US, they were allies. So the perspective of Chinese Americans changed here, right? Also, you had the Magnuson Act that repealed the Chinese Exclusion Act. And also, after World War II, what did Americans have? Americans have jobs, they had money, They had an abundance mentality. So racism kind of went down a little bit until recently, right? And also, a lot of Chinese Americans, they were in the US Army. So they were able to take advantage of the GI Bill, get their education, and also get better opportunities outside of Chinatown. So that's the gist of the story on most of these Chinatowns and why they're not as lively nowadays compared to back then, because people moved out of it for better opportunities. But yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of Marysville's Chinatown. So yeah, even though the Chinese temple in Oroville was closed, we were at least able to see the temple here, the Buckeye Temple, and also the museum here where I got my nice souvenir, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it for Marysville Chinatown here. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, Jack is off.